Team Air Mills JYK Gaming here with first place regional deck profile Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls.
And you are?
Lucas Belisario.
And you played?
Drytron.
Can we get the list, buddy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So, Drytron lineups nice and standard. 3 Alpha, 3 Delta, 3 Zeta, and I only played 2 Gamma. I think that's pretty standard. And then one of the big guy. Fairy-wise, I played double Diviner. I found that like playing one Diviner wasn't as good. I know like a lot of people are on one right now, but I find that like the follow-up, because like a lot of the time you're using the first one to extend when you only open one Drytron. So I find that having the second one lets you clear the board and just help with game easier because you can send enters.
So it's for your turn 2.
Absolutely. And then Orange Light, Sight, Ruler. So when it comes to this deck, like ending on this is your win con. So this is like your FTK. Because you searchable with Ben 10. And if like, so this is the issue with the deck. So if you open the Diviner, you won't be able to normal summon Ruler. So the play is to go for Sight. You can make the Dagda and the Hulk. But if you have all your resources and you don't need to normal Diviner, you can go straight for the Ruler. And the Ruler's usually what just locks your opponent out and you win the game. For the Cyber Angels, it's 2 Ben 10. And Ida 10, and this is like one of the best cards in the deck. Not once per turn, gain life. Not once per turn, take your opponent's monsters as long as it's summoned properly. Helps you win in time.
Best card of the deck, baby.
You get Scythe Block, you eat their board, like no problems at all. And then this is the hot tech, the Battle Buster, with the trap. So you ritual summon him. He's a machine ritual monster, so he lets you negate with the Mu Beta. And when he's summoned, he adds this counter trap that basically says your board doesn't lose to Ruler, and it doesn't lose to Droplets unless they send a trap. And most combo decks right now aren't playing trap cards, so they don't actually have an out to your Ruler when you set this up with it.
Very nice, very nice.
And then we'll get to spells. One call by. I played this.
How was that for you?
It's like kind of a pseudo out, so you don't get decked out by mine, but like a lot of people aren't decking you out anyways, they're just waiting for the resources and killing you.
Did it come up at all?
It's really good. When you have access to the ritual spell, you can just discard the ritual spell and add a free Ben 10, and then obviously ritual spells recurable, you just target a monster.
So it's got good cycling. Okay, yeah. Nice.
One Fafnir. I didn't play the
set rotation?
Yeah, I didn't play set rotation. I didn't play the field spell package. I found that like just these two were enough, helping me break most of the boards.
Is this a 40 card deck?
It's 42, so
okay, so you're just trying to keep it as minimal as possible.
One Foolish God card, 3 Nova.
Standard, right?
Standard. 3 Nova, 3 Prep. I would not play less than 3 Prep. You're crazy if you do. 3 Emergency, pretty standard. 3 Droplet to break boards, and then this is my favorite card all event.
How's Tactics?
So this card is like the biggest problem with this deck is you get drolled, right? So if you can like end on a decent board and you have this, you can check their hand, and a lot of the deck's main combos are 2-card combos right now. So you knock that 1 card out of their hand for that 1-card combo, and their board is a lot easier to deal with on the follow-up.
So I assume you value the information a lot.
I value the information more than anything else, really. And that's it for the main deck.
Let's move on to the extra then. Thank you for the main.
So I play 1 Entis for the target, and 1 Arclight. So I ended up playing the 2 targets. I just think that the double Diviner is just better. And then for the Scythe package, we played Wonder Magician, Dagda, Hulk, and then Baron.
So that's the line you go into when you can't get into advantage.
Yeah.
Correct?
So when you can't make Ruler, you want to end on the Hulk and the Dagda, just like the Scythe Lock. It's pretty easy. And once you Scythe Lock them on res, you can make a Baron. It's just an extra layer of negate.
Nice, nice.
This card is like, I'm 50-50 on it. The add back effect is incredible. The fact that you can like reoccur your cards from the graveyard, but it's just another layer. So it's really good to make with Link Karibo. So like it gives you more protection for your ruler. Spell trap negate.
So it saves it by battle, saves it with a spell trap negate, that's nice.
And then the Phoenix to go with the Link Karibo because of the draw and to deal with the floodgates, and then the access code for game.
Yep.
And then play the Zeus, Beatrice, Downard, and then this is the best card in the entire deck, even better than the Tactics. 3 effects. If you have the magic key up, you can negate a card. Negate a spell trap. On the summon, it lets you dump, so it's a pseudo foolish, and lets you ritual summon for free by detaching. So it's probably the strongest card in the deck. It's the deck that it's the card that makes this deck like as powerful as it is.
Would you call it the heart of the deck?
100%. I call it like easily the best card in the deck.
It's going to 1. It's going to 1. Call it now.
All right, let's go on for that nice spicy side deck.
And then because I feel like the hardest matchup is Despia, so you have to play Ash to stop fusion. In terms of ashing, like any other deck is like kind of sub, but against fusion, it's the only way that you can play through like 4 or 5 points of interaction from their board, because they get a lot of their resources from fusion. So if you stop that, it's easy OTK.
And in testing, we found that Despia wouldn't be signing the crossout against us.
Yeah, so no one's.
So basically, Ash was always live.
This is always the better hand trap, because Despia is not going to be putting in crossout for Drytron. They're not expecting you to side the Ash in. So usually when Ash resolves, it's like huge. Then the other card that saved me all weekend was the Sphere Mode.
Beautiful.
Played triple Sphere Mode. Big shout out to Harry for letting me borrow these. But this card, this is how you deal with breaking the board, like unbreakable boards, like the synchro board, or like even before you get Halk Dagda, you just drop this. You eat 3 monsters. This deck doesn't need a normal. You can just Zeus them. You can access code it away. You can deal with it very easily.
Nice.
Back row hate, triple twin, and a reboot.
You thought Lightning Storm was not it for this event?
This deck has trouble with anti-spell, so I wanted to make sure that I had an option to break anti-spell early. And then I played double Dark Ruler.
How was that this weekend?
So I mained triple Droplet. Double Dark Ruler is okay. I don't like Dark Ruler into some matchups. It's really weak. But it's the only way to like break Sword Soul when they have like 4 synchros. Like the amount of interruption in that deck is like impossible to deal with. So I opted for the Dark Ruler over the Token Collector.
So noticing a lot of these side cards you can pick up as your 6th card. Did that happen a lot, or were you
always
just opening it?
A lot of these are just my 6th card usually. The Ruler, the Sphere Mode, the Ash. The Ash isn't a lot of my 6th card. I mean, one match I opened 2 Ashes, and I was lucky enough to play against Despia. And
Smashed
first turn you stop their fusion. Build a board. I left them at 800. He top decked into another fusion, and I had the 2nd Ash. So like those games are just free when they have no access to their deck.
And I assume the drawable cards pair well with that Tactics you have in the main deck.
Absolutely. And then my last card was 3 Barrier. This is like like I said, you have a lot of trouble against Despia, and this is another just auto win, pseudo win. It helps you, like, you don't play a lot of going first cards in the side because your deck just naturally breaks boards well, and it naturally makes an amazing board, like with Ruler and the Magic Key. So a lot of your going second or a lot of your going first stuff, you need to be able to like slow your opponent down, especially if with that extra layer, like if you get caught having to summon Diviner, and let's say your opponent's playing Despia, they can do like everything during the standby phase before you even Scythe lock them. So I find that a lot of the time just siding this in and opting for the spell trap negates is actually a lot better than just Scythe locking them, because they play through that so easy anyways.
And I noticed a lot of the time when you did have barrier, you got hand trapped and stopped, and then you barriered them on their turn, and then on your turn you killed them because you had all your names, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got buried all weekend for rituals, but like that's the whole point of playing the Zeus, right? It's what lets you play out of barrier. Like this deck's really good because it gives you access to rituals, XYZs, Links, and you can make Baron and stuff. So it gives you access to like all 3 card types. So Barrier doesn't affect you as much. That's why Scythe is not very good against this deck, because a lot of the time, like, you can take their board and still kill them with the Natasha and the Draco.
All right, nice. Do you have any changes you might do, or anything that you didn't really like and were considering cutting, or do you think this was a perfect list since you went XO?
I've been playing the deck like a lot. I find that the deck works the best in a format where people are like not used to it. So like when they aren't used to like seeing these ritual cards, like when they aren't used to seeing Ben 10, they get scared, and like they make plays that don't necessarily affect the deck. So they try to like stop Ben 10, and now I have the second Ben 10, and like when they stop this, the follow-up is so much easier.
All right. Any shout outs? Anyone you want to appreciate?
I mean, I work on this deck a lot lately, so shout out to Aaron Mills, my boy French, for always cheering me on, even though he thinks the Drytron suck. And that's pretty much it. I'm just grateful for being able to win the regional, and that's it.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, baby.